The Hat's discovery. The Farquhar branch line is one of the most famous branch lines on the North Western Railway. Better known as Thomas's branch line, Thomas and his friends, Percy, Toby and Daisy, have run the line for years. But one day in 1970, the Fat Controller sent Daisy to the workshops at Craven's Gate for an engine overhaul, leaving the 3 steam engines to handle the work alone. One morning, Toby took the quarry workers to work at Farquhar Quarry. He noticed that Henrietta was full of workers. "Lots of workers here these days?" asked Toby. "You can say that again," said a worker. "We and the workers at the local coal mine would like to live closer to work, but Farquhar town is full as it is. If only there was a place where we could build a miners' town," wondered Toby. Later, Toby arrived at Knapford to pick up Daisy's passengers. When he saw 2 figures he knew very well. "Hello, Toby," said a gentleman. They were the Fat Controller's children. "Stephen and Bridget Hat," Toby said cheerfully. "Haven't you grown? It only seems like yesterday you 2 were children riding in my cab." "We remember that holiday fondly," said Bridget. "Sorry for calling you an electric tram." Toby laughed. "What have you 2 been up to?" "We've been training for new jobs on the railway," said Stephen. "I'm becoming station master at Knapford, while Bridget is starting as guard on Thomas's line. For now," she added, "I want to become the first woman steam train driver on the North Western Railway." "Well, you're more than welcome back in my cab any time," said Toby. "Thank you, Toby, but we must go now. We want to speak to our father about something." And they went inside his office. Inside the office, Sir Tom Hat was at his desk when he saw his children. "Hello, you 2. What do I owe the pleasure?" "We want to show you something," said Bridget. "We were doing research on the railway in the Hat family archive, and we found this." And they showed him a map. Sir Tom Hat inspected it closely. "My word," he said, "this map is dated 1914, when my father became the director. This may even have been his map he used." "This map shows the planned main line project," said Stephen, "the project to connect all the standard gauge railways." "But that's not all we found," continued Bridget, and she pointed to Farquhar on the map. "As we know, the line extended to Farquhar to serve the mines in the area in 1913. But according to this map, the tracks does go beyond Farquhar to the miners' town of Ulfstead, near the ruins of Ulfstead Castle." "Impossible," said the Fat Controller. "The route to Ulfstead is in a mountainous area. Building rails to that town is impossible." "But according to this map, Grandfather found a way," Stephen said as he pointed to his grandfather's signature. Pondered the Fat Controller. Later that day, they met Toby at the harbour. "Come on, Toby, we're going exploring," said the Fat Controller. "We will ride in Henrietta." Soon they passed Farquhar Station, and they stopped by a lonely signal box. "Where might you be going then?" asked the signalman. The Fat Controller showed him the map and explained about the discovered tracks. "I think I can help, sir," said the signalman. "There's a small junction not too far down the line. We thought it was an old disused siding. Just switch the points." Soon they found the old junction. The firemen switched the points and they ventured slowly down the line. Toby pushed past branches and bushes until they stopped by an old water tower. Nearby was an old wooden platform, and behind the trees and greenery was the castle. "There's the castle," said Stephen. The 3 hats looked around the castle, and then they looked at the tracks that continued past the castle. They then returned to Toby. "The castle is still in good condition," said the Fat Controller, "and now we shall visit the town." Once upon a time, Ulfstead town was a popular place for the workers of the local quarries, but now everything was very rusty and overgrown. They rolled slowly into the town. The hats looked around at the old houses and shops. The Fat Controller was most impressed, but Toby was rather scared. It felt like someone was watching him. He was glad when it was time to go home. Late at night, Toby was in Farquhar's sheds when the Fat Controller, Stephen and Bridget came to speak to him. "We've spoken to the manager of the quarry and coal mine, and we've decided to restore Ulfstead as a new town for the workers," said Sir Topham Hatt. "We'll restore the tracks and build a new station at the town and castle," said Stephen. "And we think the castle will make a fine place for visitors too," said Bridget. "This extension project will improve the industries on this branch line," continued the Fat Controller, "but it will take a lot of hard work first." "Yes, sir," said Toby nervously. The Hatt family left to make the arrangements, but Toby was uneasy about the old town. But that's another story.